Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, August 16th. We are expecting some severe weather to be a possibility today, with wind and hail being the main threat, low tornado threat. We also have Hurricane Erin, which is now a Cat 3 major hurricane. We are expecting this to become a Cat 4 hurricane by late tonight or tomorrow morning. Let's break down what you can expect. Here's our latest SPC outlook by the Storm Prediction Center. As you can see, we have a slight risk in areas in South Dakota, and a large margin of risk that includes most of the Midwest. I do think a second slight risk will be added in Wisconsin, where we have a 2% tornado risk. As you can see right here, in Wisconsin, and a little bit of northern Illinois, we have a 2% tornado risk, where a tornado or two is a possibility. We also have a 15% wind risk that includes South Dakota, and a large 5% that includes most of the Midwest and Great Plains. And we have 15% hail, a small 15% hail risk in areas in western South Dakota. Main threat today being damaging wind, possibly large hail, and maybe even a tornado or two today. Let me show you guys the NHC outlook. Here's the latest cone for Hurricane Erin, which is a major Cat 3 hurricane as of now. Expected to develop into a major Cat 4 hurricane, maybe even a possibility of a low-end Cat 5, I think is a possibility. This is the current cone. We expect this to become a major hurricane until Thursday. The outlook doesn't go any further than that. No U.S. impact is expected, but some U.S. states like North Carolina may get the outer bands. Let me show you that we do have one other tropical disturbance right now on the East Coast. Let me show you that. As you can see, there's low 10% chance of a tropical storm developing over the next 7 days. I'm not expecting anything to develop from the storm. It's a very low possibility if it doesn't develop anything, maybe a weak tropical depression. But the main threat I'm expecting from this low disturbance is mainly a flood risk, possibly, as it is pretty close to the East Coast. Let me show you guys what the models are showing for today for severe weather. Here's what the models are showing for severe weather today, according to the ARRR weather model. See, we do have some storms currently pushing through areas in the Great Plains into the Midwest. You can see by tonight, we're expecting a line of storm in Wisconsin areas where we have that 2% tornado risk. I think our wind threat is mostly going to be a morning and evening hour threat for severe weather, mainly. Be the wind and hail threat. And then the Midwest areas, we're expecting mainly a 2% tornado risk, low wind and hail threat, about a 5%, maybe even 15% will get upgraded later on. But you can see we do have some discrete cells. It's a possibility for tornadoes today. Let's look at our cape. Here's our surface-based cape for today. You can see already we have some high numbers, 5,000 plus numbers over here in the Great Plains, where we have some current storms. Main threat being wind and hail. I'm not expecting a tornado threat from those storms. See, as it pushes into the Midwest and areas in Iowa and Wisconsin, we're expecting this to be a little bit of a 2% tornado threat currently. I'm actually not seeing a whole lot of cape in areas in Iowa, except for right here, where we have some pockets of a 2,000 plus cape, where we have some discrete cells at. I think the main threat is going to be areas in Iowa and the Great Plains, with the wind and hail, and a low tornado threat overall today. I think a tornado or two is definitely a possibility still. Let's look at our bulk shear though. Here's our bulk shear numbers. Definitely have some high shear numbers, which this cold front looks like, pushing in areas in Wisconsin. We are expecting some discrete cells with a 2% tornado risk, and we have some high heat numbers currently, with our line of storms we currently have developing. As of now, around 5:30 is the current time. By the time this video is out, it likely will, the storms will mostly dissipate and move into the Midwest and be a bit weaker, and then we'll have a little bit of a tornado threat by tonight. So I'm not expecting a whole bunch of severe weather. I'm expecting our main risk over the next few days is to watch the tropics. we're not expecting landfall from Erin, but we are expecting the outer bands to hit some areas of North Carolina and the East Coast, possibly. No landfall expected though, as it is going to be picked up as a Bermuda high most likely, and it will curve out. But we are seeing some models are suggesting we could have some more tropical waves try to develop off the coast of Africa, as it is the West African monsoon season, and there's multiple storms heading off the coast into the Atlantic to possibly try to develop something if they don't get ruined by Saharan dust. There's a possibility we could have more storms like Erin. GFS right now is showing a landfalling storm, but it's over 10 days out, so it's not that accurate. But it does show something trying to develop. The GFS model and the Canadian model does show, in the icon does show something trying to develop. Let me show you guys that. Okay, just again, guys, I'm gonna show you guys real quick. You can see Hurricane Erin right now. It is a major hurricane right now. And you can see it goes over here, pass through. Again, guys, just saying. You ready to see that low perch system down here? That tropical wave. Eventually, try to become a tropical storm, or at least a tropical storm, maybe Cat 1 hurricane. This is on the 23rd, so this is only about a week out. So I think this part is accurate, and then it shows it curving and hitting some of Florida, and then hitting the Gulf. But that part's way too far out. I think the possibility, as there is multiple tropical waves coming off, and it's only a couple days out, is about a week out, a little bit over a week maybe, out at this time. But definitely something to be concerned about, as nothing has formed from this yet. But we are watching multiple waves come off the coast of Africa and maybe try to develop them if they can get past the Saharan dust in the not so favorable environment like Erin did. There's still a possibility. I'm not going to fearmonger or anything like that, as it's not marked or anything yet. But it's going to be a while before it even develops, at least another week before it even tries to develop, if GFS is even right, as GFS has not been that accurate this year. Just want to show you guys, as it hasn't been a trend with the Canadian model and the GFS model now. Just something to still watch and be prepared on the East Coast and in the Gulf, as as we are going into prime hurricane season. Our first hurricane of the year in the Atlantic is already a major Cat 3 hurricane, maybe even going to be able to push to a Cat 5, a low-end Cat 5. I think it's definitely a possibility, just how strong and rapid-flying Erin is right now. Anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe with notifications, so you get notified when I upload next or go live, severe weather coverage or tropical weather coverage. Thank you for watching.